Hey guys, I hope all is well. Thank you for joining me for this Truth Talk video. In today's episode, we'll be talking about the celebrities who revealed the truth about the secret Hollywood parties. Let's get right into it. By now, I am pretty sure many of you have heard about these secret ritual parties that take place in Hollywood. Exclusive private luxury parties held at the most extravagant mansions and hotels that only the rich and famous are allowed to attend. Even though most celebrities in Hollywood attend these private parties, very few ever come out to expose what really goes on at them. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at some of the celebrities who were invited to these mansion parties and chose to come out and speak about what they saw. I am not at all saying these celebrities are against the agenda or didn't sell out, as most of these people are still in the industry. These celebrities, for whatever reason, felt like talking about their experience at these private Hollywood parties. Some of these celebrities are braver than others and were willing to say more truth, but all these people in this video reveal the truth about these events. One thing you guys will notice is that all these celebrities describe what seems to be the same party happening all throughout Hollywood. By the end of this episode, you will get a much clearer understanding of what truly goes on at these exclusive Hollywood parties. We all know that in Hollywood they love hiding the truth in plain sight, and this is exactly what we saw with the movie Eyes Wide Shut. I am pretty sure many of you have seen or at least heard of the movie Eyes Wide Shut, as I've spoken about it many times on this channel, even making a video breaking down the movie. The whole entire premise of the movie was about a well-off doctor who stumbles upon a private mansion party for the elites of the world. He manages to sneak into the party with help from a friend who was the pianist at the party. When he arrives at the party, the first thing he sees is an occult ritual taking place. When the ritual was over, the doctor started making his way around the mansion, and what he sees is disturbing. Everybody was engaging in sinful acts of all nature. He saw groups of people doing you know what. As he made his way through the house, each room had different activities. Men with men and women with women, groups of people engaging in sin. What the doctor has stumbled upon was the ritual parties that take place in the world of Hollywood. These parties are conducted by those who run the industry, men that are mostly Freemason occultists. More than just partying take place at these events, with rituals being an important part of these nights. At these events, those who run Hollywood make up-and-coming talent take the oath for further success in the industry. They often make these celebrities who want to rise to the top of the industry participate in acts they wouldn't want the world knowing about. It's almost like what we see with college fraternities when they haze new members to get in. It's the same with these Hollywood parties. This is where the executives see who is willing to play ball and who is not. Those that choose to participate in these rituals have a successful career and progress to the very top. Those who refuse to participate are casted out of the industry, and we all watch their career crash. Another video that hides the truth in plain sight is Beyonce's music video for her song Haunted. In the song Haunted, we see a glimpse of what's going on at these private Hollywood mansion parties. The video starts with the one-eye symbolism being shown on a TV set. They then show Beyonce arriving at a mansion. As she makes her way through the halls of the mansion, she can be seen looking into the rooms as she walks past them, each one with more and more satanic imagery being shown. We also see that each room is different from the next, but each room is still partaking in sinful activities. We see Masonic imagery throughout this entire video, and in my opinion, it was clearly depicting the secret Hollywood parties that go on for the upper elite. This is exactly what Katt Williams tried to reveal to the world all the way back in 2006 in his comedy special, The Pimp Chronicles. In 2006, Katt Williams was one of the hottest upcoming comedians in the industry. Katt Williams was making a name for himself, getting small roles in movies and TV shows. In every role he got, he was so funny that he would steal the show. This naturally led to his career taking off. He was loved by many, and he was seen as an extremely funny comedian, and everything in his career was going as expected until his comedy special was released. In Katt Williams' comedy special, he had a joke that was about these Hollywood secret parties. A joke that you're going to see by the end of this episode wasn't just a joke, but the truth.
Is a party, and then it's a separate party in little rooms. I ain't been famous that got long. I'm excited that I'm not gonna be at the mansion party. You be looking at all the rooms, and you around and look in the wrong room and Come here. Is that you kissing? Is one of this Professor Ovi? Not the closet. He came out the closet.
As you heard for yourself, Katt Williams talks about being invited to these mansion parties because he had finally become successful in the industry. He jokes about seeing all types of things in different rooms at these private parties. Even though at this moment in time, It might sound like he was just making a joke, but many, including Cat Williams, believe this is what cost him his career. The fact that he was not playing along and instead chose to expose the truth. Strangely, after he did this, his career slowly started declining. That same year, we saw what appeared to be a takedown of Cat Williams. He would first get arrested just a few months after his special was released. This arrest would start a string of arrests, but for some reason he would never be charged with anything. The media started reporting that he was crazy and an addict, which was clearly done to end his career and silence him. Cat Williams joined the industry, and when he saw what really went on in there, he didn't want to play along. Since he didn't want to play along, they wouldn't give him any more big roles or any mainstream support. In this interview, he explains just that.
Some of us are against the Illuminati. We are against the Illuminati at our own detriment. When people are against the Illuminati, the press hates them and nobody likes them. End quote. It's not necessary for us to stir up that hornet's nest unless we intend to get stung 1,000,000 times. I didn't understand that. They had to sting me 1,000,000 times. I'm still not going to join, but I respect it a little more.
As you heard for yourself, Cat Williams didn't want to play along, so he was blackballed from the industry until he started acting right again. Cat Williams saw exactly what went on at those Hollywood parties, and he didn't want anything to do with it. The next celebrity we're going to be talking about is Crunchy Black, a rapper who was a part of 3 6 Mafia. In an interview Crunchy Black did, he revealed his experience at these very same type of mansion parties Cat Williams was talking about.
Seen anything like that in the music industry that made you say, you know what, I think I'm at the wrong party, I need to leave?
Oh, well, yeah, for that, we end up within L.A. I got one for you. I got actually a whole bunch of them, but I'm going to give this one. We was in L.A., and we was getting ready to do the Hollywood movie, signed up for it anyway, you know what I'm saying? It was me, Paul, Run from Run's House, Ava Flame, 3 6 Mafia, Run and Big. All of us was in Sony getting a deal for the TV show. Right. We ended up to make our own trailer, but when we did that, we had to go out and party with people, hang with people. So we went to this mansion party, Paul and Juice. And in the mansion party, they was in there wilding. So I ended up went in this room where it was majority of niggas was in. I thought they was getting high, but they was freaking. And Paul them like, I had came out the room and said to Paul them, what the fuck are you doing in there? He said, oh, we forgot to tell you, Crunchy, you got to go take one for the team. I'm like, take one for the team? What is that fella talking about? They said, oh, yeah, that room you just went. That's why we were laughing hard to hear when you was going in there. You know what I'm saying? So they on some motion, you get what I'm saying? So they like, So for us to get this TV show, me, you, or Paul got to go in there. One of us got to go in there and take one for the team. So we figured that, you the wild one, you can go in there and take one for the team.
As you heard for yourself, Crunchy Black spoke about being in LA with his fellow group members and a couple other celebrities. He mentions that they were trying to get a TV series deal while they were out there. Crunchy goes on to explain that they ended up at one of these exclusive Hollywood parties. When he was at the party, he claims he saw people using all types of substances and doing all types of wild things. He goes on to talk about walking into a room full of guys doing things we can't talk about on this channel. He then mentions how he walked out the room and asked Paul what is going on in there, with Paul telling him to go in there and take one for the team so that they can get their TV series deal. Openly, Crunchy Black revealed what's truly going on at those private parties. Most importantly, he mentioned how if he wanted to get his TV series deal, he needed to join those guys in that room. This is how you climb the Hollywood ladder. In order to be a star, you gotta be down to play by their rules. Crunchy Black explained seeing something very similar to what Cat Williams joked about, and this is exactly what the next celebrity talks about as well. Inspector Deck was a rapper a part of the Wu-Tang Clan, and just like Crunchy Black, he brought up attending a very similar party.
I love to ask every artist this, different artists have different experiences. Have you ever seen any like crazy, spooky, ritual, weird in this game that you was like, what just happened just now? What's going on?
Man, yeah, I seen some crazy stuff. Don't say no names, bro, because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Crazy scenario. We went to a house party in Hollywood. It was half of us. And we went to the house party. We saw a lot of famous faces in there. It was partying, mingling. Of course, we like the uninvited guests. You know what I'm saying? We the hood walking through the mansion. It just was crazy, man. I remember, me and Ghost would tell you this too. We opened up a couple of doors just trying to see what was going on. And I'm gonna tell y'all that too, man. Y'all coming rappers, y'all make it to Hollywood, y'all get invited to these parties and all that. Don't be curious, bro. Don't be opening doors and all
Don't
that.
open them. Cat Williams told you, don't open them doors.
No, we opened the door and we saw it. And we saw a whole lot, you know.
And the people that you were familiar with.
Yeah.
Wow.
A whole lot of inappropriate activity, man. And, you know, okay, oh, shit, let's close that door. Close that back. After you see it, you see with your own eyes. Oh, close that. There's a balcony. We looking down. You know, and it's just a lot of, nothing against people. There's a lot of gay shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
Open the door and you just see a whole type of Roman Caligula going on, bro. You keep it moving, unless you about that life, and, you know.
So it's your favorite actors, your favorite rappers, and people see them later. They'll see you like, yo, Deck, what's up? And you like,
they saw us peek in the door,
uh-huh,
right? They saw us peek in the door. When we closed the door and left, and now we examining other parts of the party, same dudes come up to us. Hey, yo, man, yo. They're your best friend now because they know you saw. And now they want to check your tempers. They want to see what you know or how you feel about it. I think in that case, that lets them know if you can come back to the house again.
As you heard for yourself, he mentions going to a crazy house party in Hollywood where he saw a lot of famous faces. He talks about walking through the hallway and opening doors that he shouldn't have. He said he opened one of those doors and saw a whole lot of inappropriate activities going on. He mentioned that he closed that door and walked away, but he also mentions that some people choose to walk in and partake in the sin. He even goes on to warn upcoming artists not to be curious when they're invited to these Hollywood parties. As you can see, we're starting to see a pattern at these exclusive Hollywood events. That is already 3 different people who are basically explaining the same type of party. They get to these exclusive mansion parties and everything goes. With these parties, those who run the industry are trying to see who's really down to play by the rules and climb to the top. Inspector Deck mentions that those people in those rooms eventually came out and found him to check him and see how he felt about what he saw. He states that if his response was negative, they would have made sure to no longer invite him back to those Hollywood events. This is how they're able to tell who they can fully control. When they find people they can't control, they remove them from the situation entirely. The next celebrity we're going to be talking about is Bun B, who is a part of the rap duo UGK. Bun B, just like the rest of the people we have spoken about so far, seems to have a mansion party story very similar to what we've been hearing.
Was there ever any time during your career, and this was for you too, Corey Mo, got to places that you were trying to get to and you realized that it wasn't?
Yeah, I wouldn't say necessarily places. At some point, you're going to get invited into a house. Mm-hmm. And the house is going to be broken down into certain rooms. Mm-hmm. And these rooms are designated by activities. Mm-hmm. If you don't do the activities, you don't get in the room. Some of these houses and parties I've been invited to, you get there and you realize, this ain't for me. I wanted to see, could I get invited and get in that home? And then you get in that home and realize, man, I don't do this shit around like this. You open the wrong room door. Oh, damn, bro, that's how you move? My bad. And so, you know, sometimes you think you want to be in these rooms with these people and you're in the room and you realize it's not where you want to be or where you need to be. Sometimes people walk in them houses and be like, I can't believe it took this long to get here. Where have you been? You know, and it's really just up to, again, who it is you want out of this. People get into this music thing for a lot of different
reasons. As you heard for yourself, Bun B talks about that at a certain point in an artist's career, they're going to be invited to a house party, referring to these Hollywood parties. He mentions that the house is going to be broken down into different rooms where the guests in each section are doing things that they're into. He mentions that he went to a few of those Hollywood parties where he realized it's not for him. Bun B explains something important that many people only realize when it's too late. So many wish to party like those in Hollywood until they actually see how those in Hollywood like to party. The next few people we're going to be talking about aren't necessarily celebrities, but they work in the industry and are around those events. Cappo Kent is a St. Louis producer who has produced for artists like Drake alongside of many other big names. Joe, just like all the rest of the people in this video, was invited to these exclusive secret parties, and this is what he claims he saw.
So here's a crazy New York private party story. I believe we were working with Nelly and Jaquan at the time. So it had to be at least 3 o'clock in the morning, and our managers taking us through these alleys and go up some steps, and we go down some steps, and then we take an elevator up maybe 16 floors up, and we get out, and it's just like this dark room in a hallway. So we walk down the hallway. I look to the right, and it's this famous female artist, and she's there making out with another woman. So I'm like, oh, okay. You know, I'm new to this, so I wasn't used to all that. Just girls everywhere. And actually, we were in the room next to her. I think it was a little bit bigger than her room, and she wanted our room. So she actually tried to put us out. And I probably had like 2 or 3 drinks. And somebody says, let's go to the private VIP section. I'm like, okay. So I walk in, and I'm standing at the door, and it's like a couch that's like a circle, like a half circle. And they're passing a tray of cocaine around the room. I'm country boy from St. Louis, so I'm definitely not into none of that. And I was just shocked, you know.
As you heard for yourself, Joe talks about being invited to an exclusive party in New York City while out there working with Nelly. He mentions that the party was super secretive and was an obstacle to get in. When he arrived at the party, just like we heard all the rest of those who attended similar parties in this video, he saw things going on in each room that had him shocked. He mentions how they would just pass substances around like it was nothing. It's important to note that he mentions getting to these events at 3 a.m., which is the devil's hour, when occultists believe it's best to practice ritual magic. It is no coincidence that he would be taken to this party at this hour, as this is exactly when the witching hour is. There's a reason that these parties are so secretive to get in. These parties are removed from the general population because they don't want nothing that happens at these events getting out. The next person we're going to be talking about is actually WellVicky, who some of you might remember as she was briefly social media famous for her many viral skits. WellVicky also claims that she was invited to these private Hollywood parties.
Were there ever times you almost yourself got wrapped up into that scenario, or no?
In Hollywood, if you in the industry, the devil, they, like Illuminati, all that, they try to get you. Especially when you got a big influence. They try to get anybody, but you gotta be smart and have discernment and have God's favor over you. Cause if you don't got that and you in Cali, you gonna get sucked in for sure.
What are some of the ways they do try to get to a person of
that
nature?
Let me tell you. What they do is they invite you to these parties, these house parties. They be like, oh, Whoop the Whoop gonna be there, like your favorite rapper, the big ass person, and Whoop the Whoop gonna be there. Oh, before you get in, you gotta give us your phones. Might do some gate to somebody and then try to like and record it and tell them, oh, if you expose us, gonna post it everywhere. And I know that from word of ear, but I know they do a lot of crazy in these house parties and experience I went through personally. So I was with some friends in LA, and it was this big influencer party. It was belly throwing party. So I got invited from some other friends. It was on Halloween. I already don't celebrate Halloween. It's the Devil's Day. But I happened to be with them and at the party. Oh yeah, you can't bring your phone. You gotta sign some papers. What am I signing some shit for to get into a party? Like, this is where it really threw me off. They said they had to prick your blood to get in. I said, oh no, I'm good. Everyone else went, I called my Uber and left.
As you heard for yourself, she mentions being invited to these parties and having to give up her phone to be able to enter. She also mentions being invited to another party where they wanted her to give a drop of blood to be able to get in. She chose not to go in, so she isn't able to tell us what happened at that event. But just with what she explained is enough to imagine what goes on at those parties. This is important, as it proves that even the big influencers have to participate in these rituals done in the industry. It is no coincidence that all these people describe what seems to be the same party. They all talk about seeing different rooms where the unimaginable is taking place. These parties are full of rituals and more disturbing sins. Those who want to climb to the top of the Hollywood world must be down to do whatever it takes. We have seen many artists and actors choose to abandon the industry altogether with what seems to be no explanation. Well, now you know one of the reasons some of these people choose to leave the industry, as when they reach a certain level, they see what really goes on, and they're just not willing to go that far for fame. Sadly, there's very few of those people who enter the industry that choose to step away and not participate. As we've seen on this channel many times, the industry is a wicked private club that requires your soul to get in. Those in Hollywood have to keep their lifestyle a secret because if the masses saw what they really did behind closed doors, they wouldn't look at them the same. We must remember that chasing fame has its own price, that once you pay it, it's hard to get what you paid back. For those that are pursuing a career in Hollywood, make sure you protect your soul and make sure you stay clear of those Hollywood parties. Well, that's it for this video. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I just want to give a special shout out to the Truth Movement members. Thank you so much for all your support. If you would like to further support the channel, join the channel below by hitting the join button. Or you can join me on Patreon, the link would be in the description. Another way you can further support the channel is by buying a Truth Is shirt. If you would like a Truth Is shirt, email me at thetruthis211@gmail.com or DM me on Instagram at thetruthis01. Also, please leave a comment below on your thoughts on this video and on any future topics you would like to see me cover on my channel. If you like this video, please hit the like button as this helps other people find these videos. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell so you can be notified of future videos. Please follow me on Instagram at thetruthis01 and on TikTok at thetruthis. I will gladly appreciate it. Thank you. Goodbye.